just figured I'd start off by saying, why don't you tell us a little bit about Avenue Talent Partners and how it came about?
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And for those of you joining us, I gave Greg a heart attack because I was a little late to the party here today. So, which leads me into answering your question of what do I do? We work with varying stages of startups, typically between the late seed stage to the B round. There's always exceptions to that rule, but we help them hire right the first time around when it comes to revenue leaders. So that could be sales, that could be CS. And the only exception on the individual contribution standpoint would be enterprise sales, which is my background and the genesis of my company. So I go back, way back to my enterprise sales roots, which is what I've always done. And I come from the old school of having the full cycle role. So being my own appointment setter, researcher, demoer, post-sales person, retention, upsell, all the things. And I also spent time in sales leadership. And so a big bulk of my career was spent within the HR tech talent acquisition recruiting space, selling products and services. And the problem of I don't have issues talking to people and interviewing people. I have a really big problem of finding the right people and then keeping the right people has been a problem for the ages. And quite frankly, when I think about startups and sales and recruiting, those three things are not as harmonious as they need to be. And there's a lot of broken bits and pieces. And so 5.5 years, I started ATP or Avenue Talent Partners to bridge that gap through my experience. And I find that sales and recruiting aren't dissimilar. And so a lot of what made me really successful as a seller, I've got 100 million and counting underneath me of what I've personally sold. There's a lot of lessons there to be learned and to be applied. And so that's my jam. That's what I do.